This is the 2025 Honda CR-V Hybrid Sport Touring, and in today's Vehicle Visionary video, I'm going to give you a rundown of the primary features you can expect to find if this is something you want to buy. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. If you want to know more about this particular model they're selling at Holmes Honda in Shreveport, Louisiana, check out the link down in the description of the video. At the front end, you will find LED headlights and LED daytime running lights. The lighting is finished off by LED tail lights. Safety features include Honda sensing, adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation braking, lane keeping assist, road departure mitigation, and traffic jam assist. Your side view mirrors will have turn signal indicators built in. They are manually folding, but are power adjustable, heated, and your blind spot information system is built in as well. The remote will feature lock unlock. You can open and close your power hands-free tailgate and remote start. To use remote start, you will need to lock the vehicle and hold down the remote start button until the vehicle starts. And once the vehicle has started, if you want to remotely turn the engine back off, just hold the button down again and the engine turns off. And let's talk about what powers this CR-V Hybrid Sport Touring. It's the combination of a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder and dual electric motors that Honda says will give this CR-V a very sporty driving experience. 204 combined horsepower, the torque numbers come in at 247 pounds-feet, and it's mated to an eCVT. And let's take a look at the MPGs over here on the window sticker. Let's see what we have. 40 city, 34 highway, 37 combined, 2.7 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. If you're curious to know, the gas tank size is 14 gallons. When it comes to operating the power hands-free tailgate, there are multiple ways to do that. There is a button right under here, just above the license plate bracket. There's a button on the interior, there's a button on the remote, and you can also kick your foot underneath and use the hands-free feature. You'll notice that the tailgate doesn't open very far. How do you fix that? Well, you can adjust it any direction you want to, whether you're pushing it all the way up as I just did or bringing it down because it's too high for your situation. To reset the setting, hold the button down and listen for the beeps. Your cargo capacity numbers come in at 36.6 up to 76.5 cubic feet. You will find cargo lighting on both sides, bag hangers, and a 12-volt power outlet. The release right here allows you to lower the seat backs to maximize cargo space and also maintain the different settings of the seats, including full recline. When you hop inside, you will find air conditioning vents on the rear of the center console, as well as USB ports for your rear seat passengers. This model does have a sunroof, not a panoramic sunroof. It is a conventional size sunroof, and via the control right here you can control the functionality of opening this tilt open or slide open sunroof. The rear doors feature large armrests, plenty of room. It's nice and flat so that the passenger's hands aren't up at an angle, makes it more comfortable, and large door bins that can accommodate a large bottle and whatever wants to be put behind the bottle right there. If you want to change what you're seeing on the left side of the instrument cluster, you can go through and do that. You can also see a lot of different information. You can change the brightness. You can change pretty much anything you want to. You'll control the headlight functionality and taillights right here. You can set that to auto, you can set it to off, and you can also use your blinkers with that lever. On the right-hand side of the steering wheel, you can control your front and rear window wipers. You have everything for adaptive cruise control over here on the right-hand side, and all of your other features here on the left-hand side. We'll also find a heated steering wheel. If you want to turn traction control off or on, here's where you do that. There's another of those buttons I told you about for opening and closing the power tailgate. You have seat memory, 2 different settings here for the driver's seat, and then you can control the positioning or change the positioning of your side view mirrors right there, lock and unlock the doors, control the windows, and also lock those windows if you want to. We have a 9-inch touchscreen right here that has built-in navigation among many other features. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility is here. There is a wireless phone charger with more USB options and a 12-volt power outlet. If you have any trouble with your power tailgate, here is what you need to do. A very simple place to come. You're going to come to Power Tailgate Settings, and most likely, if it's not working back there, it just needs to be set from off to on. We will also find the multi-view rear view camera. There are 3 different views where this is concerned. You will also have your trajectory lines, and obviously going in to vehicle settings, once again, you can change a lot of different things with the vehicle, different settings, depending on what you need to know or what you want to change. You will also find the power flow meter, which is going to be right here. That's going to let you know about what's going on with the vehicle, your range, and a lot of other information. You can also control the radio and the volume for the radio with the good old-fashioned knob right there. Dual zone climate control with heated seats. I wish there were ventilated seats here, but there are not. When it comes to the shifter, you're going to have park, reverse, neutral, drive, and what about that B down there? That will actually reduce the need to use the brakes when you lift off of the accelerator pedal. The vehicle will brake quicker without touching the brakes. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't still use the brakes, but it does change how the brakes actually work. There are multiple driving modes. You will change those right here. Here is what your driving modes are. We have normal, econ, snow, and last but not least, we also have sport. You will have hill start assist, your power parking brake and brake hold mode, cup holders, and space within the center console. The tray right here is removable or can be put into 2 different spots depending on what you want, or you can completely leave that out. The sunglass holder is right here, as well as that control I showed you earlier from the back seat for controlling the position of the sunroof if you want to open or close that, and you can see some of your other features here as well. One thing I would like to see added would be a rear view camera mirror maybe in the future for this model. You'll also find your shades right here that you can put in place to block the sun out. You have your vanity mirror, and if you need to use these on the side, on your windows right there, if the sun's on the side of the vehicle, you can do that. It blocks out pretty much the entirety of the window. And one more safety feature I didn't mention earlier in the video is parking sensors. You have parking sensors front and rear. And what's it like to drive this 25 CR-V Hybrid Sport Touring? I think it has a good, comfortable ride quality. Now, something to keep in mind about that is that I'm used to driving a 2024 GMC 2500, so the truck doesn't necessarily ride the smoothest of anything you can get out there on the road and drive. So in my estimation, I'm going to say that it has a good ride quality here because of what I'm used to experiencing. That's one thing you have to consider with these videos when it comes to the test drive is whoever's making the video, whether we realize it or not, we're filtering our experience through what we're used to. We all do that. It just depends on what we're driving, test driving, whatever the case is. You might hop in and say, it really is very smooth. It's smoother than you made it out to sound. You didn't really make a big deal about it. Or it might not be as smooth as I think it is. Where you're concerned, you might say the opposite. That's why you really need to get out and test drive these vehicles for yourself. But I'll still pass along what I can as best as I can to you. One thing I really like here is the fact that the steering is very tight. I'm not going to say it's sports car tight, but it is very tight. It's very responsive to the touch of your hand. It doesn't feel loose to the point to where you could oversteer easily if you weren't paying attention. So that's always nice to have. Plus, for those of you who live in an area where you're dealing with snow and ice, however many months out of the year you might, well, this is a great option for you, not only because it's all-wheel drive, but you do have your snow mode. That's always a good thing. And speaking of driving modes, I am currently driving in sport mode, and while I'm just driving through this residential area to get to this area, I was on a road where the speed limit is twice what it is here, from 25 to 50 miles per hour. And sport mode does wake this CR-V up a little bit. It doesn't make a massive difference, but you can definitely tell a little bit of a difference, offering a little bit more of a sporty driving experience. I'm not going to tell you that you're going to experience neck-snapping performance or anything like that, but one way or another, it does make a little bit of a noticeable difference. And when it comes to technology, I really touched on this earlier, the technology in these Honda vehicles, no matter which Honda you choose to buy, is very easy to learn and very easy to use. And so you don't have to worry about a steep learning curve where that is concerned. It actually works very well. And when you need to get down the road, well, you can. No matter if you're in sport mode or in normal mode, it gets on down the road. And one thing I'll say here, I know a lot of people cringe when they hear eCVT. Try it out. Drive it for yourself and then make a decision. You might be surprised that what Honda has here is very well behaved. It's not typical of a CVT based on my experience with a lot of other vehicles, even some of the older models of Hondas from the last few years. I think Honda's made some positive changes where that's concerned, and really just an easy vehicle to drive. Its size is perfect for big city driving, especially if you live in a congested area where there's a lot of traffic and a lot of people parking in parking spaces that make it tight. Maybe you have tight parking where you live. Some cities do, as far as trying to fit as many vehicles as possible into parking lots. There's a lot of advantages here to the CR-V, but I am curious to know, for those of you watching, is there something you wish Honda had added to this version of the CR-V that is not here? And those are the primary features of the 2025 Honda CR-V Hybrid Sport Touring. What do you think should be here that is not? I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends at Holmes Honda for loaning me this CR-V for the day so I can tell you about it. And a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. That way you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.